Greetings, pod fans! It's day 11 of Pod Fajita. And if you've played Pokemon Sword and Shield, you probably know about the fossil Pokemon. And if you haven't played it, or you just don't know what I'm talking about, all you need to know is they are abominations, mismatched and simply disgusting, with faces on tails, bottom halves far too big for their top halves, upside down heads, and this. So, the story in Pokemon goes that you bring combinations of fossils to Cara Liss on Route 6. She puts them into her revival machine, and poof! You have assisted in creating a monstrosity, and you end up with either Dracozolt, Arctozolt, Dracovish, or Arctovish, which are all horrifying, wrong, and clearly put together wrong. It's madness, and I'm so glad that this has only ever happened, or could only ever happen, in a fantasy world. Or did it? Let's talk about why the Pokemon Company would allow this to happen, what the story is there, and how you could possibly go visit some mismatched fossils even today. You see, first of all, we come to what is the amazingly named Bone Wars. A feud between two paleontologists, Edward Drinker Cope and Othniel Charles Marsh, which was around the second half of the 19th century. I've linked a SciShow video in the description that goes into far more detail than I ever could, but to condense it, I have published a paper that explains the Elasmosaurus. Look at its small neck and giant tail. Well, according to this other guy, and also me because I'm really smart and I figured it out too, you done f***ed up and put his head on his ass, you buffoon. No I didn't. This version shows the placement correctly, so I was right the whole time. Let's proceed to fight each other over the next many years, and each release lots of half-cooked papers with incorrect data, all while sabotaging each other and eventually pretty much ruining paleontology. Sounds like a plan to me! Fighting noises ensues. And they did. During this period, a number of wildly incorrect discoveries were released, and there were so many just, I found this dinosaur, that dinosaur's already been found. But this one has a different head, I swear it's different. This is actually seen and kind of referenced with regards to these fossils in the current season of the Pokemon anime. So, Cara Liss and Bray Zenn, yes, they are careless and brazen, are fighting at a dig site about how the fossils match together and how they're attached, and they end up making Dracovish and Arctozolt. As an aside, Arctozolt is ice lightning, and the idea is it's so cold that it shivers so much that it generates electricity. Someone put this thing out of its misery. So now I feel like it's time for me to explain my earlier comment about how you can go see mismatched fossils even today. So as we know, Sword and Shield is based in Galar, which is based off of England. And if for some unfortunate reason you ever find yourself in London, just an hour drive south, you can go to Crystal Palace Park, the home of dinosaurs. Okay, so it's not exactly Jurassic Park, but it's still really interesting. So these statues were unveiled in 1854 as the first ever dinosaur statues, like, in the world. And if you compare them to what we know about dinosaurs today, about, like, what people have found and have theorized about what they look like, it's wildly inaccurate. Each dinosaur has a sign, the same as you would see at, like, a zoo, where it tells you about the animals and all that kind of thing, but what I think is amazing is they added a little figure of what it was based off of, and then what it would look like as we know today, so that you can be like, oh, I know that dinosaur, so this is what it's supposed to look like. My favorite is this one because if you look, its body is just upside down. That's where they messed up. Its body is upside down. It seems really cool, and I just thought I would share some info about why these monstrosities have invaded our Pokedex. So yeah, until next time, maybe I'll find some more cursed Pokemon knowledge, or, well, knowledge about cursed Pokemon. The knowledge is pretty cool. The Pokemon are cursed. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Slán.